Alrighty, I told you we were gonna give you a from bumper all the way to the end of the trailer what it takes to go to sick week to do a drag and drive in a car of this caliber. I got my assistant over here, Kyle. So we'll take the front end off here and we'll show you real quick. First things first, I'm gonna start out right from the get. Stock working headlights, headlights, blinkers, running lights, hazard lights, horn, all lights, horn, everything up in the front end. So all to the critical parts, everything right to engine oil cooler. Probably not important for this sick week since it'll probably be too cold anyways. But engine oil cooler, big Mogambo Delta Pag radiator. People ask me about the radiator. Yeah, Delta Pag, big one. In fact, I will, in general, driving, will cycle the fan sometimes because if it's in the driving, if it's in like it's 70s or 80s, usually the car will run like at 170 or so. Sometimes I turn the fans off to get it to warm up just a little bit. Need the radiator this big and lots of fan because they have twin 16-inch Delta Pag fans on this. You need the fans in order to stay cool when a car like this pulling that trailer. The drive is a big deal, but sitting in traffic is a bigger deal because it sucks if your car overheats sitting there in traffic because it's, you know, in the summertime when it's 100 freaking degrees out. Probably not going to have any problem with it this year, but I assume so. So, big freaking radiator. Now, this is the race fuel cell. So, this is the methanol fuel cell right here. Methanol fuel system. All fuel system here. Fuel system lines are in red. Cooling system lines are in blue. Go through and cool. This is the big mechanical fuel pump right here. We disable this fuel pump by taking a drive spud out that's right here when we're doing the street drive because I don't want to just sit there and cycle fuel through it and kill parts. So there's no point in doing that. Alternator. Oil pump is down below. This is a Peterson. This is a filter right here. So all oil going to the tank is filtered. Then I also filter the oil coming out of the pressure side before it goes into the engine, before it goes to the cooler. So cooler is always clean, tank is always clean, period, all the time. All right, so now we move into the SMX. Obviously, enough said. Super happy with everything here. We use a fuel tech system on this one. These are twin 104 millimeter bullseye power turbos down here. Now this is not the exhaust, this is the air inlet. If you notice right through here, these are NACA ducts. Like that. That's a NACA duct. I actually designed this whole NACA duct myself. Not that I'm an aerospace engineer, but I just did things that looked like it made sense. And we're gonna have this whole thing for sale here pretty quick in a carbon fiber one that you could buy too. Balls here to make sure nothing gets in it when we're parked or doing something. So leaves from trees or 5-year-old kids eating their sucker doesn't throw their freaking wrapper down the hole thinking it's a trash can. That kind of thing.
Happens.
It happens, yep. All right, so back into here. So we got the Bullseye Performance Turbos. Now, for everybody, notice, this is the boost gate. This is the blow off on both sides. This opens up all the time under manifold vacuum. This operates on the controller, fuel tech controlling this, where it's open as it's coming up on the two-step, so wide open, moving air, making the turbos run faster, and then they gradually close as they are meeting target boost. If it meets boost and it's still open, that's fine, because I let go of the button, and they immediately close, and the turbos are spooled up going faster, so I don't have as much lag. So that's something there. Anything else you can see here, Kyle? Good input.
Turbos. Talk about turbos yet?
Turbos, yeah. Oh, this uses, so these are not boost controlled. This is only for launch and on two-step. Still use a regular CO2 wastegate, Turbo Smart wastegate, Turbo Smart boost gates, Turbo Smart blow-off valves. Well, that's pretty much in the engine compartment. This is 540 cubic inches, runs on methanol for the race tank. The street tank in the back of the car is gasoline, just regular old pump gas. So we drive this car for, the only reason I say this because a lot of people don't know or really understand. We drive this car, which can make 4,500 horsepower. Doesn't do that yet because I'm still sorting out the car continuously all the time and trying to get things worked out. But it can make 4,500 horsepower. It doesn't run right there and drives on 93 octane gas. So the only thing we do when we drive this on 93 octane gas is I close this valve right here. I open up a valve in the back. We'll get there. And put a cap right here and take that drive spud out. Bada bing, bada boom, done. So super nice, change of tune. That's really good. You'll also notice that this is the street tire on the front. The street tire this is a 28.5-inch tall tire and big heavy wheel, the whole shebang. The race wheel is a 26.5-inch tire. You'll see that too. So we have the race wheels, street tires on, the conversion, everything that gets set up. So that converts over there. We change the front tires, change the fuel system. Oh, another thing that we do that some people would go, really? Why would you do that? Well, because I can. We do a 0 lash hot. Think about it. You got to comment about it. Maybe we'll do a whole video on that. It's a long story. But when we go for the street drive, the engine is warm after it made a pass. Not super hot, but it's warm. And I'll go in and I'll run it at 0 lash. Tighten up out a lash. Just trying to make the lash tighter so it's not beating up stuff. Now, if you think about it, I will give you this one clue. You think about it, this is a all aluminum billet engine. As temperature goes up, what do you think happens to the valve lash as engine temperature goes up? All right, so we do that. We put the street plugs in it. I'll show you all the spark plugs that we got. So we change spark plugs, valve lash, change over the 2 valves in the fuel system, put front tires on. Anything else we do to do the engine conversion here? Strike the drive spud out. Alternator's always on.
Plugs.
Yeah, it's spark plugs. Yep, that's it. So pretty simple. This has Motion Raceworks front brakes on it. TBM and strange strut. We don't change those. It stays exactly the same. Everything there stays exactly the same. All we do is just change the front tires, and otherwise it is in full race mode. Everything in this car stays exactly this way in race mode. We don't take anything off. We don't take the freaking radiator out of the car, or we don't lighten everything up and make it as light as humanly possible. This car weighs about 1,000 pounds more than Tom Bailey's car, about probably 1,200 pounds more, almost a whole car more than Jeff Lutz's car. And probably, Brett LaSala's car is probably in between 28 and 3,000 pounds if I had to guess. So we're pretty solid 600 to 800 pounds heavier than Brett's car. So give you a little reference. You might ask why? Because I want to. That's why. I didn't want to build a pro mod car. I wanted a station wagon. So there you go. And by the way, we have made, you can see this video right up here. We have made 4,200 horsepower at the hubs already, but we're not doing that going down track yet. We're just sorting it out. We've been working on the whole front half. We can pour as much power to it as you want going out the back door, but it doesn't make it ET faster. It just makes it mile an hour faster. And you can see fully lighted so we can see it any kind of nighttime, because most of the time we have like a 8-hour, sometimes it takes longer drive than that. So obviously we're driving these things into nighttime, sometimes into the wee morning of night, and sometimes, you know, you might have to stop, got to burn spark plug wire, you got something, who knows, and so we got to be able to see when it's going down track. Firewall, you see the engine is set back, so this would be the stock glass. So all of this right here, this leading edge would be stock style glass. So the engine is set back, yes, that far. It should actually be set back farther, but you can't make all the math, you can't make everything all work out and still keep any form of a firewall here to get it set back even farther. All right, so let's go on inside. Alrighty, now you can see, in order to get into the car, I have this really handy dandy swing out steering column. Ba-ding. Now, I've had the swing out steering column now since the car was brand new, and not 1993, but brand new. And it is absolutely no problem. The thing has just been the greatest thing ever. You want to get out, unclamp it, bing, put the steering wheel over here, hook up my little bungee cord strap, stays out of the way, whoo, whoo, whoo. Get out of the way all nice and neat. Very easy. Put it on, all done. Now, I had some people that were asking specifically about channel members, hey, can you explain to us bump, what bumping is, trans brake, all this other stuff? I'm not going to do that in this video, but we are going to go ahead and take your video comments on what things you'd like to see, what things you want to understand better, and I'm more than happy to show you. All right, so we'll show you trans brake button, bump button, staging button, line lock button, and horn. So you can also see here the switch panel upstairs, because watch that window over there, all glass, power windows, right? All right, so power windows, we have all that. We have shifter, motion racework shifter. Oh, something you might find is interesting. This is our radio system. So inside the car, we wear radios because it's a little loud, and we can listen to radio, Bluetooth. We can listen through Bluetooth on my phone. I can take phone calls while we're driving. Everything. It's pretty goddamn nice. So it's, you know, it's the full side-by-side headset. It is for side-by-side headset. So we can talk to each other. So we can listen to phone phone calls, listen to music, all that stuff going down the road. Oh, I gotta hook that little this little thing right here is actually not supposed to be on. I gotta do something with that. Then we have the almighty cup holders, legit cup holders. So we now have power windows. Doesn't have power steering, but power windows, cup holders, heat, air when the window's down, heat all the freaking time because it heats up. It's just like a regular streetcar. It's amazing with a parachute handle. So we have there also, this is the parachute system here. I can manually deploy it, and I'm also setting it up so that I can deploy when certain parameters are met. With my hand on the shifter, it hit this green button. So I just go push, deploys. If it doesn't deploy, I can just reach up there and hit it manually. So changing that over right now, you can see that a lot of dome light in the car, so we can always see when we want to look at stuff. Dome light off, dome light on. Passenger seat, full on passenger seat, tons of leg room, everything's cool. Now, as you're looking down there, that is the boost controller. So that's a Fuel Tech boost controller. You can see the fuel injector drivers. You can see all the wiring that's up there, easily accessible. It's not meant to tuck away and be hidden, because that is a mother trucker to get to wiring when it's all hidden and tucked up underneath stuff. So when you look in it, it looks like bone stock. Well, guess what? That's hard to work on. So always leave everything out right there. The smart wire system. And over here you see the Spark 8. So that is our CDI ignition dumb coil system. So maybe we'll do something on dumb coils versus smart coils. Maybe we can do that someday. You see I have my captured helmet with Han's device. So this whole seat right here is specifically to keep me in here in case anything was ever to happen. Let's see here. Then we have the CO2 bottle up here. CO2 bottle runs the air shifter and the CO2 operated wastegates. So remember, keep in mind, we're running the CO2 wastegates, the electronic boost gates. All these things are all working together to control boost and launch or launch power, everything. Okay, so that gets us all the way through the driver's compartment. Sorry, no back seat, because as you can see, this is the rear window right here. Oh, I often have a comment about window net. I do not have to have a window net because this door pillar is here. I cannot get my hands out of the car because the door pillar is here. A window net is there so you can't get your hand out the window if something happened. I can't get my hand out the window because this door pillar is here. And this door pillar is actually basically spec from here to here of what the window net would have to be. So no point putting a window net in it when the window net would be exactly right here when there's a piece, there's a door pillar there. Can't go anywhere. So your hand can't come out. Anything else you can see in here you ever had a question about, Nate?
Well, you got this on there.
Yeah, the transmission cover. So I made this nice carbon fiber transmission cover because normally that transmission is totally exposed because it is belly panned underneath. Right here you can see this is where all the pans go underneath the car. So the engine is completely separated off from the ground, has engine pan in case anything ever happens. It's a containment pan. Every drag car in the world should have a oil containment pan. So people quit oiling down the track. Okay? The transmission on this car has a complete containment pan also, so it's down on the bottom. And when you have that containment pan, you don't technically have to have any trans tunnel. But I put a trans tunnel in here based on your guys' recommendations and your guys' concern for me about all the stuff that randomly happens and, you know, hey, put some covers over that and, you know, make it safer. And so I did. All due to you guys. All right, let's start moving backwards. Here, let me get out of the car real quick, though. Alrighty, notice, dong, folding mirror. I was really particular because I wanted the mirror right here. There's two different style wagons. You wagon guys know that. One wagon, the mirror is actually integral into the steel. This wagon here for Buick Roadmaster style, it's actually right here in the center and they fold. It's great, love it. Functional mirrors. So I mean, I use the mirrors all the time. Don't take them off at the racetrack. Power windows, glass. This is paint. This is all 100% paint. In fact, if you look down the side of the car right here, Nate, this is Todd Zeller at Extreme Paint. And it is bad. Bad is in good. Super nice. Oh, I'll show you too. I can open and do the rear doors too. Now, since the rear door is not ever really functional, it doesn't serve any purpose except to expose my rear quarter panels. All right. So we just come in here, we pull the door panel, opening rear door. Notice this right here. This is not factory. You want to know why that's not factory? Because there is a big freaking tire right here. This is my wheel well. Now, Skinny Kid chassis, or Skinny Kid race cars built the chassis. Mickey at Mickey's Chassis Works in Oklahoma did all of this. I mean, he finished off the car. It was just a rolling chassis when it went over to Mickey, so he did all the tin work, the carbon work. This, I mean, there's a lot going on there. All of this is all Mickey's at Mickey's Chassis Works. So we got that. Now, when I said this exposes this, it's because we wanted to take this rear quarter panel off. These Zeus buttons right here, you can see the Zeus buttons there. There's Zeus buttons up underneath. Now this has survived excessive extreme tire shake. It's perfectly flat and straight. There's no problem with it. And you cannot, nobody can tell that this comes off unless I tell them. Point blank. Glass.
More AC.
More AC. This is the AC unit right here. So open up front windows, rear windows on the side, air circulates out. Pretty cool. All right. You notice that we always put the hood up on top of the car at the racetrack. If the wind's blowing, I won't do this, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. But like I said, these quarters come off. Very, very cool. Now, we did that nice little short on the gurney flap. No longer will ever call this a wicker bill. This is a gurney flap right there. Now my gurney flap actually is adjustable. It's down, or actually I think it's in the middle right now. It will raise up just a little bit. I think it'll raise up about, let's see, probably only about 3 or 4 millimeter now. About another 100 thousandths, I think. So that is my gurney flap. Oh, we didn't talk about the rear camera, side cameras, full security system, like, you know, key fob, bleep, bleep. All right, ain't nobody. This thing will be notifying me on my phone, car alarm coming off if you come over here and lean on it too hard. All right, so don't mess with it. Same with the trailer. I'm always watching behind me, so on track I can watch when I'm backing up. I can see what's going on behind us. I can also, because of the angle of the camera, I can see off to the sides of the car. So as you can see right here. So now let's talk about the parachutes. The gurney flap. That gurney flap forces air up right here. It does cause a low pressure area right through here and causes a high pressure area on top of the roof, causing a down pressure on the entire roof. Very cool. Well, maybe not the entire roof up to the windshield, but a lot of the roof. All right. That also makes me have to put the parachutes way high. I built all this custom bracketry to get the parachutes up high. CO2 launchers, Stroud chutes. We had a really good, interesting video on parachutes when I ran off the track because going too fast for the parachutes when the brakes didn't work. So we changed the brakes. Motion Raceworks, TBM helped us with that. Then changed parachutes, and now this thing stops pretty much without having to use the brakes anymore. Very close. Parachutes are way, way, way more. So that's cool. We open this up. Now, you can see here, this is the street fuel cell. Uncap this, fill it up. Fuel tank is right here, regulator's right here. This is our valve, the other valve that we changed from the, that is in race position. That is in street drive position. All right. 12-gallon tank, I think this one is. I think it holds 12 gallons. And we go about 100 miles. Gets about 10 miles to the gallon. Okay, so this gets about 10 miles a gallon. We usually drive somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 100 plus miles before each fill up. Pretty easy deal. All right. You can see in here all carbon fiber. These are fire extinguisher systems. 1, 2. This is a crankcase evacuation system. How this all works. So that is all engine evacuation. And here is a nice little chimney. So if you're ever watching the car, when it's up on the two-step, some cars, they have this little chimney in their deck lid. Well, mine's in the roof. So you see this little chimney go like a little steam locomotive, just real lightly going and leaving a little bit of engine fumes come out right through there. So, and that tank is to hold any residual methanol, whatever is in the system. All right, so you can see all the carbon fiber. You can see it still has the old stock shock on it here. These are, oh yeah, have the California Duster. Usually I always just leave it right there going down track too, but I'd take that out. I never leave anything in the car loose. Rick Dodge, John Sears. And you can see right through here, these are all the Zeus buttons for taking that quarter panel off. But you see it's pretty nicely sealed and tight up in there. Just been ecstatic with that. And then, of course, the rear gate comes off so I can get access to everything here. The only thing that's steel too, this is a fiberglass bumper. Can't lie. It's got a fiberglass front and rear bumper. Shame to say it. The rest of it's all steel, but stock body panel. There is, like I said again, this is not some modified car. This is a great big wide, great big tall, great big long station wagon. Not going to explain to you why I want a station wagon again. So this is the emergency kill switch for people on the outside of the car. Watch lights. Bing, bing. Turns back on. And we always hook up the battery charger right through here. Now, wheelie bars are off. This is a whole channel that is cut out for our wheelie bars. All right. I can't run the wheelie bars on it while we're pulling a trailer. I'll show you where the wheelie bars are because they're in the trailer and it's cool. And then you'll notice, let's separate this out a little bit. Huh, isn't that weird? How does this car have a trailer hitch? That's right, because we pull this trailer. So you can see right here, I usually will take this out. I don't run with it on a track with there in there. And this is now 7-pin, fully powered electric brake axle in here. Plugs in right here. You can see down there. Oh, and you can also see, if you look down here, we have lights down here for the rear end, so I can always see at night underneath the car also. That there is a 12-inch modular rear end. That means 12-inch ring and pinion. Big Billy bad boy. See the video right here if you want to see more on that. We have a lot of videos out describing all the things on this, from the rear end to the tires. Oh, so for example, our 20-inch wide wheel with a 17-inch wide tire. This is a special deal. Very interesting. These tire marks here, how many passes I have on this particular tire. Good video right here if you ever wanted to see what's going on with the tires. In the back of the car, so Kyle will be probably up front doing engine maintenance and service for the street drive and putting on the front tires. I'm going to be in the back of the car because I changed the rear shocks. Now, I'll show you the race shocks when we go into the trailer, because right now I have street shocks on it for the trailer ride all the way down to Florida. Well, all the way down to South Georgia Motorsports Park. So I have street shocks on it. So when we get done on the transition from drag race to street drive, Kyle's up in the front working on a car. I'll be in the back changing tires, because you don't drive it on slicks, obviously. I'll show you the tire that we drive it on in 1 second. And I changed the rear shocks because I have very expensive Santoff shocks that I do not want to screw up. I do not want to have any problems with them. All I want them to do is go down the track 5 seconds at a time and nothing else. I don't want them on when we trailer it. I don't want them on when we drive it. All I want those shocks to do is be perfect for going down the drag strip. Okay, so we change the rear shocks, take the wheelie bars off, change the tire. What tire do we change to? Check this out. Yeah, believe it or not, this tire, because right there is the top of the wheel well. This tire is a 1.5 inches more diameter than the tire it's on it. So that's a 36-inch tall drag slick, Hoosier drag slick, Pro Mod tire. This is a 37.5 Mickey Thompson snow tire. Snow / mud / sand / whatever. I think this is actually the pre-runner tire is what they call it. So yeah, this wheel and tire actually goes on is right there. Here you can see this picture with, this is the very first year instead of a trailer, I had a roof rack on it. And you can see we had a roof rack and everything up here. Was a great idea, not very practical, to tell you the truth. We have so much weight on top of the roof rack, it just didn't work out. That's why I went to the trailer, but you can see the tire right there. It's like, bing, disappeared. It's really neat. That is pretty much it from front to back. Like I said, there's all sorts of videos on each individual component. You probably really don't want me just to sit here and explain in a 3-hour-long video every single thing. So if you want to go over and check things out, you can go over to our channel and keep on looking at stuff. Okay, I got something for you guys. Here's the story. We've done the farmer dog food ad. And right after we did the farmer dog food, and I had been feeding Dewey farmer's dog food, and it's been good. But We had a guy come up all the way from Florida. He was visiting some family, and he contacts me. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I missed the opportunity because I want to show you our dog food." I go, "Okay, cool, no problem." And so he sends over a bag of treats, and he sends over a bag of food. And I look at it, I talk to him about it, and he goes, "This is single ingredient food." I go, and he says, "The treats is one ingredient. This is chicken breast. That's it." So I go, all right. And oh yeah, Dewey loves them too. So Dewey, sit down, sit. So I'm looking at it, and I give Dewey, I go, okay, cool. Give Dewey a treat. And I go, yeah. It's just chicken. It is literally just chicken. So I started eating the snacks. The dog is eating snacks. And I start talking to Gabriel at Lincoln Nutritionals. And he tells me a story. So this is a husband and wife team. They buy chicken breast, and they buy the rest of the food. I'll go over this here in a second, but let's just talk about the treats bag right now. They literally go to the restaurant supply, they buy chicken breast, they cook the chicken breast, they cube the chicken breast, they freeze dry the chicken breast, and then they package the chicken breast in treats, himself and his wife. Because they care about dogs, they're trying to make a very good single ingredient foods for dogs and for people, if you want it, you know. And because it kind of tastes good. It's like a boiled chicken, flavorless. Cody's looking at me like I'm like stupid, but they're not bad. No, you can try it. Come here. So, tells me a story of him, his dog, why he's doing all this.
Are you not going to throw it to Cody?
I'm not going to sit either.
Oh, shoot. Why he does it? It's just freeze-dried chicken.
Yeah, it's
It's
literally
freeze-dried chicken. Now Dewey likes you more. So Gabriel's telling me the whole story about his dog died from cancer. My dog, Axel, died from cancer. It's very much related to food. And so then he's showing me all this stuff about the single ingredients, and it's like, wow, that just totally makes sense. And let me show you this food. Now, this is unopened. You got to check this out, because this is something else. Now, I want you to see this when you pour this out. This is all 100% freeze-dried, no fillers, no additives. It is literally just good quality food that's freeze-dried and then put in a bag. So I go put this food in here, and I'll check it out, what that all looks like. Hold on, dog, hold on. Hold your horses, hold your horses. Hold on. Okay, so for example, this little strawberry here, it is literally just a freeze-dried strawberry. And I haven't eaten everything in here. I know this is chicken. I probably could eat that. But I know there's little liver pieces in here. I'm just not eating those liver pieces. And I know there's salmon pieces in here, because I've identified that, and I go, I'm not going to eat that. Now, all I would do is I go over there, get this prepped up for Dewey. We can properly measure it and all that kind of stuff. I let the water get a little bit warm, so it kind of has like warm food. Now you can stir it up. Now, obviously, you could measure this all up properly. I'm just doing this for a show here, so you see how it goes. And this dog loves it. Here's the deal. I am not doing paid for farmer's dog commercials that pay me to do it, so I can do this for free. I want to help them. He wanted to do a bag. I think it's a really good cause. I think that they're trying to do something and become something and make this company and help dogs all in the process. It's not cheap. It's not inexpensive by any form. You can go on their website, Lincoln Nutritionals. You can look at what's there. It's pretty phenomenal. It gives you all the lists. It gives you all the reasons why. But it's pretty darn simple. I will eat any of the food that he's eating right now. Except the liver and that salmon. Because it's like, So anyways, that's the deal. if you buy any of their food, you can use Turbo Dewey as the discount code, and he's going to give you a 15% discount on your first order. I highly recommend it. You get that cool little bag. They put Dewey's picture on and everything. I think it's a really great deal. We're going to be really supporting this. I like it. I like the process. I like them. I like what they're doing. I think it's great. So go to Lincoln Nutritionals. Good food for good dogs. Even marginally good dogs like this one, who can be a jerk sometimes. And they're really going to enjoy it. So go there. Buy some good dog food for your dog. And like I said, I'm only doing this because I firmly believe it's better. It just makes 100% sense. There is still, if you look at the, like farmer's dog food and all the other foods, it still is on a huge scale. They have to be processing stuff. They have to have a certain amount of processing. They just have to, and it's cooked. So I just think I think it's a better product. No fillers. Farmer's dog food and other foods do have fillers. They need to. It's still kind of processed. It's still good food. I'm not going to lie to you. I think farmer's dog food is good. But I think this is better. So that's why I'm doing it. And that's why I've changed. So anyways, let's back to the video. Let's now talk about the trailer. All right. Now, obviously I call this the Alex trailer for my buddy Alex Taylor. She's great. But anyways, working on this trailer, these tires, when we put the street tires on, the drag tires come off. Both tires go right here for the rear. And then on the back, the race front tire goes right here. So what we do is I built all this stuff. So we just have a ratchet straps down, holds it tight up against there. The front tires go up in the front here, ratchet strap all the way across and through the center, not going anywhere. Super nice. We don't have to do anything with the tires inside. It was not practical to put them up on top. I thought about doing that. Then all of a sudden, they're another 2 foot up on top. Wasn't practical to do because I need to open this hatch all the time. Now, that takes care of that. We're also very careful on how much tongue weight. So as we open up the trailer, I'm going to show you all the stuff that's packed up in here. And I'm super proud of it right now because it is the best we've ever been on packing a trailer and having things be functional, quick and easy to go in and change stuff, right? But I do not, this is not a, it's not my my Ford F-250 or your Duramax, okay? This thing is not tolerant of a bunch of tongue weight. So I'm very careful of making sure that we balance the trailer out with the tires and everything that's on here, that this thing has 250, less than 300. I'm trying to be always within 250 to 300 pounds of tongue weight on my hitch. All right. So just to show you that, I have my scale here and I continue to always come at it and balance the trailer out, weigh it, move stuff around, put the tires up front, the whole thing. So without the front tires on the front of this thing, it should be probably like 100 and probably about 175, I think, something like that. So we'll see here. Oh, that was a good guess. And so anyways, 175 pounds there. When we put the tires on it right now, I think it's about 260 pounds with both front tires on. So I got it balanced out real nice. When everything's loaded, both front tires aren't on the back of the trailer right now, but they're pretty close. So you can see that. Now remember, this will be, the street tire is on the car when the drag tires are on the trailer. These tires never go on the trailer because they're just sitting beside the car when we get to the track. So when we get to the track, we have this whole changeover procedure. Take the quarter panels off, take the street tires off, put the drag slicks back on, put the race shocks back on, wheelie bars back on, get everything ready to rock and roll. And these tires just sit on their own. So the street tires are just sitting over beside the car, ready to get put back on for the street drive. All right, so I think we're all the way up through here. Everything clears fine. I cannot, the tires do not hit the car. I cannot jackknife this hard. If I jackknifed it hard enough for the tires to hit the car, it's jackknifed and it's going to do damage anyways. Okay, it clears, has lots of clearance, no problem there. All right, so now let's go back into the piece of resistance of the trailer. Now, the first thing I want to show you is pretty neat. Light switch. All right. Now, when I open this, be amazed. In fact, if you'd like to go, whoa, you could go, whoa, while you're sitting here watching this.
This would be an appropriate time to do.
This would be the appropriate time for you to go, whoa, that's cool. All right, ready? Pick this up. Whoa. Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa. Notice that this year we suspended the wheelie bars. Just have the two mounts up in the front. The top mounts don't need to be hooked up. So we pulled it. I'll pull the toolbox out here in a second. I'll show you that. But the wheelie bar is nice, suspended up there. The wheels come down and actually sit on top of the toolbox. I have pads up here in the bars, so the bars aren't hitting each other and aren't hitting the roof. Pad right here. So if it does even hit the roof or it kind of goes like this, it's not doing any damage. All right. So really kind of excited about that. I love that thing. You can see here, really nice deal of just open this up, have a safety rod here, fully lit. You can see in here, middle of the night, doesn't matter how dark it is, it's really well lit. All right, now I'm gonna open this up and I'll start showing you all the stuff that's inside the trailer, everything we're taking in order to make it through a drag and drive event. This is where the part of the magic happens, in that you're going to break something, guaranteed. You're gonna have something fail, just you do. This is not like driving your mom's Toyota Camry, okay? This is a big deal. This is hard on parts. This is something that has potential of going 5 seconds in the quarter mile, a 250-ish mile an hour, all right, and is driving on the street. So not quite your mom's Toyota Camry, right? So there's a lot of parts that have to go along with it. So let me open up this door and I'll show you everything that's going on the inside. But you see right here, super cool wheelie bar mount. All right, ready? So I did do some remounting. The other front tire goes right here. Open up the door. All right, door holds open. Obviously just your standard trailer case here, no big deal. I have our RevX oil treatment here, always run that. Fuel oil treatment. Our normal race stuff, tire pressure gauges, my wheelie bar wrench, Zeus tools. All right, all this stuff is on website for sale. If it's not, it's gonna be. Like I said, the RevX, window cleaner, some brake clean, Rain-X, because yeah, you're right, I don't have windshield wipers on it. I'm not gonna put windshield wipers on it. Spray wax, that kind of stuff for wheelie bars to get the rubber off real easy. Then we have the toolbox. Now, the toolbox rolls out of here. Let me show you how that works. First off, I built these handy dandy ramps. They go right here. Notice the left, right, no confusion. Now this, underneath it, so this is how we're gonna be unpacking the trailer. Open the trailer up, put the prop rod and safety rod out, open the door, put the ramps out. These are my rear quarter holders. So we put this together. I put my rear quarters on this to hold them in place. We unlock this. Unlock here. All right. Let it roll out. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll go through everything that's in here. Move the ramps out of the way so you can get in and out of the trailer. Now, let's go through the toolbox real quick. Everything you're gonna need for toolbox stuff. Can't have enough tools, you can't have enough stuff. This is work area. So here's all our sockets, ratchets, Sharpies, flashlights, all sorts of bull crap, extra batteries, specialty sockets that we need for some stuff. Make sure we got all the correct things in here. Specialty sockets that we need. Then we come down here to wrenches. We have the AN wrenches. These are our AN wrenches, obviously, and I have other AN wrenches in there. Specialty stuff that we need. This is one special wrench I need every once in a while. Then we start coming down into here. This is pliers, Allens, bullcrap like that, hammers. Now we start getting into the tougher stuff. This particular drawer right here has everything we need to do valve lash and service, taking valve covers off and doing valve lash and spark plugs. So Kyle's got the correct, needs to put my spark plug socket back in here. He's got that out. And valve lash tools, stuff like that. Valve spring changing tools if I have a valve spring problem. Extra fittings, extra Zeus buttons, zip ties, super glue, clamps. I have more clamps. Extra pulleys for oil pump, different pulleys for oil pump. Red Loctite intake, manifold seals, mirror, other stuff there. Then we get down into here. Now this bottom drawer has extra oil pump belts. I have extra alternator belts, so 2 oil pump belts, flashlights, specialty tools, extra spark plug wires, fittings, diaphragms, some other stuff down here, a complete FT600 ECU, complete fuel system, fan starter motors because they're a brushless fan, fuel tech, dash, I'm sorry, push button dash. Is that a dash? Oh no, this is the input output expander. This is, well, these are brake shoes for the rear end. That's in a little awkward, weird spot. But FT600 here, this is a peak and hold injector driver, spare. So that pretty much gets everything there. We have all spare ignition parts here too. These are O2 sensors, spares, EGTs, EGT sensors, boost controller, more EGTs. In fact, we got a lot of EGTs in there. More O2 sensors, speed sensors, pickups, buttons, extra buttons, in case you need this button, whatever, don't know. All sorts of stuff here. I'll show you the rest of what we got. Then we go into the trailer. All right. Now in the trailer, you see everything is all here. Here is 1 boatload of spark plugs. These are my race spark plugs in our new race spark plug holder. See video here, short, pretty interesting. Our nut and bolt kit, emergency nut and bolt kit right here. It just goes in very nicely in between the toolbox and the sidewalk. These are our side ramps. Transmission fluid for changing transmission if we ever need to. Fire extinguisher. Battery charger. Extra set of sunglasses, just in case. Then we have more floater rear end parts. My scissor lift. Duct tape. Coming down here. Full. This year. I am bringing along, you see that I've built little containment units here for the transmission. Complete. Brand new. Transmission and converter, complete spare for the wagon. All right, this bar right here keeps that toolbox from going forward. So the toolbox comes up, hits this, the door holds it all sandwiched in here. It can't go anywhere in between that. This is the transmission cooler, so we can cool transmission down in between rounds quicker. This is our Pro Jack pump for our Pro Jacks right here. So this is lifting the car up. Pro Jacks. They're all self-contained, strapped down in its spot. Pump. This is the jack. We put this scissor lift on this wood block set that straddles the Pro Jack, and I can lift the rear end up so I can change shocks. So that whole deal is all about changing shocks. Leaf blower, just because I want to blow all the dirt out of stuff. This car detailing kit and stool. All right. Then we come over here. This is our air compressor for the tires. Extra battery charger, so I have 2 battery chargers for the car. 2 16-volt battery chargers for a Braille, that one's a Braille charger. Then this goes up on top of the intake manifold. We put power tool stuff up here. Lights, power tools, valve spring tester. right here. Drill bit, drills. They got, oh, that's an extra set of button sets. Band-aid, first aid kit, emergency kit. And there's a couple tools missing here. We'll talk about all the spare parts here in a second. Generator, cones. Now, let's start looking at all the stuff you're going to need to take in order to make it through safely through a drag and drive event like Sickweed. You see that valve spring tester tool, right? We saw the valve spring changer tool over there. This is rocker arms, engine bearings, spring retainer keepers, push rods, other valve train parts, all in one kit right here. Extra even head studs, valve springs, retainers, keepers, anything that any of my guys need, including me. All right, push rods right in there, along with spare head studs, like I said. So this box right here probably weighs pretty close to 30 pounds worth of steel stuff in here. Pretty interesting. All right, so I have all valve train stuff. In this kit here, we have some bigger bolt stuff that's not in my emergency bolt kits that we sell. This has some electrical connections, sensors, and extra fuel injectors. So it has pressure sensors, fuel injectors, map sensor, are all in this, and some random pigtails and stuff. This is boost gate electronic motors. I have diaphragms for the wastegates, the CO2 wastegates. Have more parts right there. Then we have spare wastegate, spare blow-off valve, spare water pump, spare starter, another spare blow-off valve, and actually one of these is a complete boost gate, aluminum boost gate, spare alternator, 4 spare alternator belts, water fill. Then we get down here, pistons, rods, valves, pistons, rods, valves. Oh, one complete cylinder head right there in this box. So complete cylinder head, complete valves, all valve train parts, ignition coils, fuel tech ignition coils. Then we get paper towels, everything. The only thing that you do not have here is a spare block and a spare crankshaft. I have everything else here in order to basically, head gaskets are back there, miscellaneous stuff, basically to rebuild an entire engine if I have to. Lord willing, we will not have to. This Craftsman box right here, this box is the shock box, or the rear car box. We have, these are my spacer and adapter hubs to fit the rear wheels, the rear street tires on the car. So these hold street tires. These are my Sandhuff shocks underneath these spacers. Wrapped up here, you can see right there, a little Sandhuff shock, okay? So they're down there. My rear shock sensors that we put on, this is all race only stuff. Have all the hardware, all the tools, everything we need, lug nuts, tools, everything we need for taking the shocks off, putting shocks on, putting wheels on, and tires on. So with spares and spare hardware. So this is the back of the car shock box. So we have that. Kyle is not going to ride in the trailer. I'm actually letting him ride in the passenger seat.
Just because of tongue weight stuff.
Yeah. If he's in here, it totally disrupts the whole trailer tongue weight thing. It just isn't cool. So it's better just put him up in a passenger seat with me. Bigger things that we are doing this year is this is really well packaged, put in here. All I do is we make sure all this stuff is in a spot. It's all in its little designated area. Put everything back. Hopefully don't have to take anything out of here. This whole area here would be great. All right, so we put up our bar here. Like so. Everything is loaded up in front, so we have ample room up here, which is really nice. I could have put something up here in an emergency or something. We'll actually probably put all our bags and all our bull crap up in here. All right, we put our ramps right back down. Now the toolbox is fairly heavy. It goes up, goes right to the front, lock it, lock it. Rear quarter holders. Now, if we ever need to get into anything, we can just come in, have full access into all the tools just by opening up this thing. Now, you may ask, oh, why don't you do something similar to like what Taylor's did with their trailer? They got a really nice trailer too. They open up the hatch on the side of the car or side of the trailer, and all the tools are right there. Most all the tools are right there. Problem is what if the car's over there? What if the trailer is someplace different? You're walking. All tools and my workbench go right to wherever we're working. Just roll this out, boom, push it right up to the front of the car. It's always just available. Show you how this closes real quick. So we run our wheel down. Everything's all closed. See here, actually, I might lower that just a little bit more so the wheelie bar actually does sit on there. Even though it really doesn't matter too much, but they're carbon fiber. They're cool. In order to latch this down, these latch internally, so you can't open it up except through the inside. Bing. All right. So I'm not going to bother latching another one for now. Boom. Locked. Want to open it up? Going back inside. Bada bing. So this is the kind of stuff, engine part wise, car part wise, everything that is entailed from years of experience in what you're going to need on a drag and drive event. The alternator, starter, these miscellaneous things. If you watch the attrition rate, is it attrition? Does that mean they drop out? I think attrition rate. Correct me if I'm wrong. Attrition rate? Yeah. Anyways, the amount of people that drop out from a bad starter, a bad alternator, the bad fan, the simplest of things will take even the slowest car out. Or even, it could even take out your mom's Toyota Camry if you don't have a spare fan for it or spare alternator. Something like that. So anyways, this is all things that are just entailed in making this stuff all happen. Now, just so you guys are clear, this isn't just, I don't care. I'm not trying to show you all the stuff that we got. This is years of accumulation, years of changing things over, years of gradually continuing to build things up to where we're at now. But this is really just to show you this is what it takes. So there you go, guys. Like, subscribe, all that happy stuff. I appreciate all you guys, and just make sure you share, tell other people about it. Oh, look forward to seeing you at Sick Week. Just like I'm closing the door to my trailer, we're closing this video up. Have a great day.